Hello and welcome to another episode of Erongo Talk. I'm your host, Iréne-Mari van der Walt, and I'm joining you from J.C. Harris Park in Walvis Bay today. In today's episode, we will be chatting with Inspector Ileni Shapumba, who is going to tell us about the recent increase in crimes against women. And please keep your eyes peeled for our pop-up question that you can answer to win $1,000 off your next accommodation, but you have to redeem it at the Namibia Tourism Expo. And if you do visit the expo, you can catch us there for the rest of the week. So stay right with us. We'll be right back. And now it's time for your news. In our first story for today, the Hospitality Association of Namibia said that they are worried about the reintroduction of lockdown regulations in Germany and France. Due to the rapidly increasing number of COVID-19 infections there, the German government announced a second lockdown, with everyday life being shut down as from the 2nd of November, including a ban on tourist travel in Germany and the closure of all restaurants for a month. However, a holiday abroad is still possible. We are a little overwhelmed with the exact travel regulations, especially internationally, the Hospitality Association said. They are still concerned that fewer Germans will travel to Namibia, however. They said that this is the perfect opportunity for Germans to visit Namibia for an extended period. We have declining numbers of infections, and on top of that, lots of sun and warm temperatures. We hope that some tourists will travel to Namibia for 2 or 3 months. That would be ideal. In the meantime, closing Namibia's borders to German travelers has not yet been considered. Tourists can still enter with a negative COVID-19 test, and the Namibian tourism revitalization strategy is being continued. We just have to keep an eye on international developments. Then, in a second story for today, the Namibian Marine Phosphate has received more than 4,000 registrations within the first 2 weeks of its job registration drive in preparation for its Sandpiper Marine Phosphate mining project. The company announced recently in a statement saying that it is encouraged by and appreciative of the overwhelming response and remains committed to moving forward with the development of the Sandpiper project off the coast of Walvis Bay. The project has not yet been granted an environmental clearance certificate. NMP is also waiting for an outcome of a High Court application by the Confederation of Namibian Fisheries Associations and 3 other applicants that want to stop marine mining on environmental grounds. This application was heard at the High Court on the 7th of July. The job registration drive will remain open until the 30th of November. According to NMP, 4,097 people registered for jobs via email, SMS, and an online platform, and the initial statistics indicate that 39% of these are female and 61% are male, while 73% are currently unemployed. The total of 30% of the registrants have completed school, while 24% have tertiary qualifications and 22% are certified in trade. According to NMP, it will employ 600 Namibians directly and indirectly for construction and operations in Walvis Bay and create opportunities for SMEs and other economic sectors. NMP said that it is confident that it has provided the Environment Ministry with what it calls one of the most comprehensive sets of specialist environmental impact assessment studies ever completed in the project area and in the Benguela Current large marine ecosystem. This comprehensive body of scientific data, analyses, and expert opinions have been submitted to the Environmental Commissioner and the Environment Ministry to enable an informed and science-based assessment and decision to be made regarding the application for Sandpiper's projects. Then, in a third story for today, the Walvis Bay Urban Constituency Councillor Iréne-Mari launched the Let's Keep a Girl in School campaign at his office recently. To kickstart the campaign, sponsored by Lilith's and ShopRite, Iréne-Mari handed over 600 packs of sanitary pads to Tutaleni High School, Kwesipmund Secondary School, Doonside High School, the Dana Secondary School, and Dana High School. Lilith's and ShopRite are also driving an in-store initiative. For every pack of pads bought by a consumer, Lilith will donate a pack of pads to a schoolgirl. According to Iréne-Mari, a young woman told him about her first menstrual cycle while attending a community engagement. Although fierce and fearless at the time of the conversation, she told me that when she got her first period, and for 2 years after that, she needed to skip school on the days where she felt her flow was at its heaviest. Her parents could not afford to buy the sanitary products she needed. She is not alone. Her story is common amongst too many young girls in school, here in Walvis Bay, across the country, and elsewhere in the world. And that concludes our news for today.
Okay, joining us here on Erongo Talk is a regular, which is Inspector Ileni Shapumba, who is the Regional Commander for Community Affairs here in the region. How are you this morning, Inspector?
I'm fine. We thank God.
Yes, definitely. We've made it thus far. Now, Inspector, we've seen a recent increase in crimes related to our women. Do you think there's some contributing factors, and what can our ladies do to protect ourselves, especially when it comes to this gunpoint rape cases?
Yes, we have received up to 5 reports of 3 people were raped, actually, and the other 2 were attempted, sort of. But even if they are attempted, they are very serious allegations that we are dealing with. At this point in time, we are not calling it a serial rapist, but we are investigating the serious allegations of a particular person going around targeting women that are sleeping alone in certain structures, and then demanding sexual activities from those people. At a certain point, a person even got so comfortable to demand for the second time, and with so many sort of comfort.
Yes.
You know, the allegations are saying that this person is carrying a firearm, meaning that is a dangerous person.
Yes.
Even to one extent, one of the days, or one of the evening, one of the nights, the person screamed, and then the neighbors came to the rescue of that person. And then while they were trying to chase after that particular person or people, or person actually, he fired a warning shot or discharged a pistol in the air, and then people withdraw.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's how dangerous the person is. So what you are saying is, at this point in time, we are not sure whether it's one person or 2 people or more than one that are doing what they are doing.
Yes.
What we need to urge the public is to say, particularly the women, let us protect yourself by please not sleeping alone. You know, you can sleep in a company of 1 or 2 of your friends, 2 or 3 of your friends or your family members. If you have seen a person that is a little bit stranger moving around in your area where you live, it's up to us to really investigate. We should carry out our own investigations to understand what the person is looking for.
Exactly.
And we need to urge the public to work together, you know, in protecting one another. The safety of the people can be ensured if all of us are armed in terms of security. We know how serious security is. We know how integral security is to the people as well as to business or maybe economic environment of the region. Yes. And that's why we have taken it very serious to say that we are going around on the streets as we speak. Yes. We have directed the station commanders with the officers in charge of community policing in each policing area to start visiting homes, house-to-house visits, sensitize the public about the situation that is going on, and look for information so that we can arrest that particular person.
Definitely.
Surely this person lives with us. This person is living among us, is raping our women.
Yes.
He's from the community. The community are being affected. 1 or 2 person might know the information of this individual.
Yes.
And we likened the situation to the issue of 2018 where the ghettos were being set alight but they don't burn completely in Sea Point. So it's a problem that we need to solve, all of us collectively. We believe in information sharing, exchanging of information. If you know of any information regarding that particular individual, please come forward so that we can deal with that individual. But so far we have arrested the situation. We are holding the situation on its nose. It cannot breathe. Our officers on the ground, the patrol members are on the ground to ensure that the public are protected. But we want information so that we can arrest that person, or we arrest those individuals that are doing that.
So to our viewers, the police want information. Now, Inspector, please tell us, how can the neighborhood watchers, how can the community against crimes groups get involved with the police to ensure the safety of our people?
We are running a contemporary policing in democracy, a community-oriented police force, whereby we believe the public are the protectors of themselves.
Yes.
Whereby we believe our success depends entirely on the public cooperation with us, by giving us information, by uniting with us so that we can isolate ourselves from the would-be potential criminals.
Yes.
When the police and the public are united, fighting for a common purpose, we have that potential to isolate ourselves from the would-be potential criminals, and we can deal with them in their corner where we can place them. So what we need is public, coming together, identifying a problem that is affecting them in a certain environment where they live, in a certain street, in a certain area where they live, in a certain neighborhood. Yes. Because we are talking about neighborhood watch, meaning that you are watching over your neighbor, and your neighbor is watching over the neighbor, and the neighbor is watching over the neighbor. Exactly. And then there will be no room for anybody to penetrate in that particular street. So we want people to come together, identify problems that are affecting them in their respective neighborhood, and work together to solve those problems of crime. Yes. And then we can reduce the unsafety or maybe issues of public safety in our localities.
Yes. Now, Inspector, just quickly tell me, aside from neighborhood watchers, aside from working with the police, what else can the public do? Is there any way that we as women can empower ourselves to protect ourselves? What's your opinion in that?
Of course, before I go to that, I have not answered your question as to how people can come together then and unite in neighborhood watch. We are saying in every area there is a police station commander. There's a police station. At each police station, there is a community policing officer. That is a person in charge of community policing activities in that area. So what we need is the public that are united, that have decided to pull up their socks and say enough is enough, to approach the police station, talk to the community policing officer, talk to the station commander, submit their names. Once they do that, we come up with a name, we come and train them. They design or they come up with their constitutions as to how they operate. We approach the community leaders and everybody to support them. That is the procedure that people can come up, can form up their own neighborhood. And we need in every neighborhood to have a neighborhood watch group.
Definitely.
So the question of what can we do or what can you do? Of course, you must rely on your police. Yes. The police is there for the public. Yes. And the only reason why we put on uniform every morning, the only reason why we don't sleep at night is because we are worried about the safety of the people. And we take appropriate actions, actually, to put security measures in place. So one of the most important thing is to depend and share information with the police of anything that is happening.
Have numbers of speed dial, that type of thing.
All those very important things. But very important is let us avoid things that are exposing us to danger. Sometimes people go to the places of alcohol and drink up to the point of no return. Yes. And then you must be carried home. Do you understand? Your safety is already compromised by yourself. Exactly. So we must take calculated steps when you are dealing with ourselves. Because currently we are dealing with the situations after Corona. Of course, there are many strain situations that are in us. Of course, there are many crime causations, theories around us that are going on. Yes. So, but we need to take actions to counter or to protect, proactive actions, so that we can protect ourselves at all times. Depend on yourself, don't depend on another person. And don't create a situation of dependence on other people. Be empowered, take actions, protect yourself, Women also should protect themselves and each others, and let us protect the women
Yes.
instead of raping them.
Yes, yes, definitely. Now, Inspector, just finally, is there any last words from your side?
We have had a situation of young people going around in Kwisebmund, robbing people, at a certain strategic points that we have identified. The police has identified those places together with the public members that shared the information.
Yes.
These are children of the age from 13, 14, 20, 21, 22. Some of them are schooling.
Yes.
School-going children that are going around. We do not know whether they are smoking drugs, what is going on in their heads. But these children have parents, some of them,
Yes.
surely.
Yes.
They live with us. What we have done is we came up with operations
Yes.
so that we can arrest them. Some of them were arrested. Some of them have been taken to the parents. We spoke to the parents. But we need to remind the parents to say, you have a responsibility.
Yes.
When you come to a child committing a crime, the finger should be pointed to the parent to say, if you have your child 13, 14, up to 21 years of age, and the person is staying on the street at night and you do not worry about it, it's something that you need to question.
Yes.
So you should put order at home. That is first and foremost. You must be able to play a role in the future of your child. In the future of your child. Remember that when your child is involved in criminal activities, what the police will do is will be forced to arrest that child,
Yes.
detain that person,
Yes.
charge that person,
Yes.
and take fingerprints from the child. When you took fingerprints from the child, you have already endorsed a signature
Yes.
on that child's name to say this is a bad person in future. So when this child would want to go and look for a job in the future in a government institutions or maybe somewhere, a better job, people will send that child and say, go and look for your fingerprints,
Yes.
certificate of conduct.
Yes. Yes.
When you come to us, we don't lie. We give it as it is.
Yes.
And then people will say, but how can we work with somebody that is committing crimes? Last time we had a discussion in one of our classes, introduction to corrections, as well as introduction to criminology.
Yes.
That sometimes we arrest people, we take them to court, we endorse or we mark their fingerprints
Yes.
as dirty people, and then from there they don't get job. But at the end of the day, we send them to correctional service to be rehabilitated and be
Yes.
changed into good citizens.
Yes.
But we mark their hands like that. So that is part of academic discourse. We are saying that is a good thing. It should continue actually.
Yes.
So the parents should just know that you have a duty to protect your future of your child by making sure that you discipline your child,
Yes.
you expose your child to moral educations.
Yes.
That includes taking the kids to spiritual,
Yes.
educations and all that, and teach the person to do, or teach the children to do just the right thing, to choose to do the right thing.
Exactly.
If we do not do that, then we are promoting or we are creating future criminals.
Definitely.
In terms of crime combating, we have what we call juvenile delinquencies.
Yes.
When you leave your child to go on the street or go to school, the child can be able to learn from his friends all those wrong things and come and implement those things at home
Yes.
or practice those things at home. But sometimes we observe this as parents at home, our children are misbehaving, are acting in a certain way, we cover.
Yes.
When the police comes there and say your child was involved in a criminal activity, we chase after that child, the child will be hiding. Instead of calling out the child and say, come out and answer
Answer yourself.
to what is going
Yes.
on, we hide.
Yes.
And then when it comes uncontrollable is when we want to come and look for assistance. And that time is late. So we want to advise the parent to say, those that have medical aid, please take your kids for rehabilitations.
Yes.
If you have seen something that is wrong in them, let us take responsibility to protect or to prevent future criminals. The
Exactly.
criminals of today were created in the past.
Yes.
So what you are saying is we have a duty to make sure that we do not promote or we do not produce future criminals.
Criminals, exactly. Now I must say thank you, Inspector. Thank you for always joining us here on Erongo Talk. It's always lovely having you here. Thank you, sir.
Find us on Facebook and search for us on YouTube.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter.
Contact us via WhatsApp. Our daily show starts with the Afrikaans program Soggens met Shaal perfect for the Afrikaans lovers.
Then it's time for the women's magazine program, The Mid-Morning Breeze with Olivia.
And for the youngsters and game fanatics, join Cody on the 3 to 6 drive. West Coast FM, your host at the coast.
And now it's time for your weather and tides. The coastal town saw high tide at about 10 minutes past 4 this morning and low tide at about 10 minutes to 10 this morning. High tide expected a second time at about 4:15 this afternoon and low tide expected at about 10:10 tonight. Your best fishing time is about 20 minutes to 3 this afternoon to about 20 minutes to 4. Walvis Bay saw sunrise at 16 minutes past 6 this morning and expect sunset at 15 minutes past 7 tonight. A maximum of 18 degrees Celsius with a west-northwesterly wind prevailing at about 11 kilometers per hour. A minimum of 12 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 19 degrees Celsius expected for tomorrow. Swakopmund saw sunrise at 16 minutes past 6 this morning and expect sunset at 15 minutes past 7 tonight. A maximum of 17 degrees Celsius with a west-northwesterly wind prevailing at about 11 kilometers per hour. For tomorrow, a minimum of 12 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 17 degrees Celsius expected. Henties Bay saw sunrise at about 18 minutes past 6 this morning and expect sunset at about 7:15 tonight. A maximum of 18 degrees Celsius with a westerly wind prevailing at about 11 kilometers per hour. A minimum of 12 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 17 degrees Celsius expected for tomorrow. Moving inland, Aranda saw sunrise at 6:15 this morning and expect sunset at 13 minutes past 7 tonight. A maximum of 27 degrees Celsius with a west-northwesterly wind prevailing at about 13 kilometers per hour. For tomorrow, a minimum of 9 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 24 degrees Celsius. Usako saw sunrise at 13 minutes past 6 this morning and expects sunset at 10 minutes past 7 tonight. A maximum of 36 degrees Celsius with a northwesterly wind prevailing at about 11 kilometers per hour. A minimum of 9 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 33 degrees Celsius expected for tomorrow. Karibab saw sunrise at about 12 minutes past 6 this morning and expects sunset at 9 minutes past 7 tonight. A maximum of 36 degrees Celsius with a 13 kilometer per hour northwesterly wind prevailing. For tomorrow, minimum of 17 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 33 degrees Celsius. Omaruru saw sunrise at about 12 minutes past 6 this morning and expects sunset at about 8 minutes past 7 tonight. A maximum of 36 degrees Celsius with a northwesterly wind prevailing at about 13 kilometers per hour. For tomorrow, a minimum of 11 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 34 degrees Celsius. And that concludes your weather and tides. And that unfortunately brings us to the end of yet another episode of Erongo Talk. It was lovely having you with us. But if you want to check out what we discussed earlier and so much more, you can do so at www.erongo.com.na. And if you want to let us know what's happening in your community, you're welcome to do so at 0811 7000 40. That's 0811 7000 40. If you want to advertise with us or place your advertisement in our upcoming holiday supplements, you can also do so at 0811 7000 40. That's 0811 7000 40. So until next time, please stay safe, please stay healthy, sanitize your hands, wear your masks, maintain social distancing, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.